Hey everyone. I just got back from Toronto this week where I spoke about the dangers of Bill C-51 in Canada that, if passed, will increase wrongful convictions in sexual assault trials. This morning, Toronto Sun published an article I wrote correcting a smear piece written about me by Andre Marin, who also spoke at the event. I'll put a link to that in the description below. I want to talk today about postmodernist warfare and the skeevy tactics of social justice mobs when they want to silence their opposition. The news has been flooded for the last few weeks with stories about Wilfrid Laurier teaching assistant Lindsay Shepherd, who found herself in a star chamber of abuse after showing a clip of TVO's The Agenda featuring Dr. Jordan Peterson debating the enforced use of made-up pronouns. Quick primer. Peterson has, among other things, objected to the manipulation of language and compelled speech, which is a warning sign of authoritarianism and social disaster. This is only a doorway into the larger body of Peterson's fascinating work, but the bizarre inquisition that Shepherd faced after playing the video clip in class serves as a clear indication that Dr. Peterson's concerns and predictions were precisely correct. So, of course, he must be destroyed. Now, we should not make the mistake of thinking that this is only happening at Wilfrid Laurier. Since Peterson first spoke out last year, there have been calls for the University of Toronto to fire him. Those calls were renewed during the Laurier scandal, and there are now numerous petitions, both from students and staff, calling for his dismissal. The Canadian Federation of the students, have united in their call for Peterson's termination, and another group of unsafe space cadets have attempted to have Peterson's Patreon account terminated. Now, I want to talk about this immoral behavior for a moment. The professors are responding to a previously announced website that Peterson has since put on hold, which would analyze course descriptions and material for postmodern babble. The idea is that if students could get advance warning that the course will be littered with postmodern positionality and situationism, then they could choose a different subject. The professors claim this website, if launched, presents a serious case of harassment, fostering unsafe work and study conditions for students, faculty, and staff. There is mythopoetical obstructionality to this subtextual, paradigmical approach. While these professors of problematics seek to prevent anyone from being able to take Jordan Peterson's classes ever again, Peterson has only proposed to inform students what the postmodern classes will contain. The actual effect of the proposed website may look something like this.
Es bleiben im Raum Keitel, Jode, Krebs und Butter.
Now, if these shysters were teaching anything of value, they would be pleased, if not proud, to have the material analyzed. It is not Dr. Peterson's fault that the humanities are filled with flim-flam. If the people teaching these courses are feeling unsafe, it's because they know that they're teaching dangerous nonsense, and they should stop. Why are they so afraid of students finding out what the course material is in advance? If they stop saying things like the dialectic paradox of sub-patriarchal sexual identity, then they won't have any problem with a postmodern lexicon detector. It's fairly simple to fix. This website proposal does not prevent students from choosing to take a course. It's informational. But social justice warriors, granting themselves moral superiority and giving themselves the right to determine what words can be spoken, well, they seek to completely prevent anyone from being able to choose Dr. Peterson's course. They want him fired, they want to make sure no other university will hire him, and because he employs himself, they want to cut off his ability to collect money from people who wish to buy his products and services. Now, I don't think Patreon will cater to the demands of these sniveling cowards, but we have seen Google cut off Peterson's email and YouTube accounts in the past with no notice. They were quickly restored, but something must be done to end this tactic of trying to prevent someone from making a living. I was targeted for this type of attack when I did a video last month about a bunch of lunatics in Vancouver who were recklessly destroying lives with Facebook accusations. In response, they started reporting YouTube videos and organized a campaign to get my Patreon cut off. Because I work full-time for my own nonprofit helping the falsely accused, well, they couldn't get me fired. One of these little jackasses confronted me last night after a concert and smacked my chest with the back of her hand while simultaneously yelling that I was making her world unsafe. Interestingly, she was the second person who has shaken my hand this week, then immediately engaged in hostile behavior towards me. I guess that's the postmodernist handshake. So let us not mistake who the bullies are here. The only one making their spaces unsafe are themselves. Their behavior is not social justice, it's not justice, and it's not even social. Jordan Peterson has spoken before about how men can't deal with crazy women. Well, I can't deal with them either. When I've got a little smart-ass bimbo bouncing around in front of me, hitting my chest, and challenging me to a duel, which will soon be legal in Canada, what am I supposed to do with that? She's lucky I'm too much of a man to have hit her back. So, that is my positionality on the moral bankruptcy of social justice warriors.